So question 41, they tell us we got 2.25 grams of a sample of a non-electrolyte and 50 grams of water, and that freezes at negative 1.23 degrees Celsius. So we're going to use our delta TF, our change in freezing point equals our Van Hoff factor times our freezing point constant times our molality of this solution. So this is going to be a little bit backwards from the problems we did in class. Because in this case, we already know our change in freezing point. So we're going to work backwards to find molality in this case. And then once we find molality, we can convert that to moles. And then we can convert that to molar mass because we know the mass of the solute that we added. So to get started in that calculation, right? Other thing that's important is it's a non-electrolyte. So that means Van Hoff factor equals 1. A non-electrolyte does not ionize in solution. So we've got a Van Hoff factor of 1. So negative 1.23 degrees Celsius equals negative 1 times 1.86 degrees Celsius per molal times our molality. So we're going to divide by negative 1.86 degrees Celsius per molal. And degrees Celsius cancels out. We're left with molality. All right, so 1.23 divided by 1.86, right? We get a molality of 0.66. So molality is moles per kilogram of solvent. They tell us we've got 50 grams of solvent, right? 50 grams is 0.05 kilograms. So now we can find moles. So 0.05 kilograms of solvent, right? Kilograms cancels out. And we've got 0.033 moles of our solute now. Now we can do the last step of the calculation, right? Because we know moles equals grams over molar mass. So I've got 0.033 moles, and that was from 2.25 grams over molar mass. So we can multiply both sides by molar mass, multiply this side by molar mass. All right, that cancels out. So I get 0.033 moles times molar mass equals 2.25 grams, right? Divide by 0.033 moles to get molar mass by itself. And I get molar mass, right? Molar mass should have units of grams per mole. That's what we do, right? So 2.25 divided by that. And yeah, I get like a 68.05 grams per mole for that. So very similar to the calculations we did in class, just the opposite direction, right? Instead of finding the change in freezing point, we were given the change in freezing point and had to use that to work backwards to find molality and then the moles and then the molar mass of the solute that we added. The other important thing we had to know was that it was a non-electrolyte. So that's what we used to key in on, that our Van Hoff factor was 1. Yep.